Cheese. Hi, everybody. I've been slowly spreading my interest to cheese more and more over the past few years, and I'm searching for a better storage method for my cheese. I normally receive the cheese in the, I think, wax paper from the cheese store, and after I initially open it in the store in the airtight, I then store it in an airtight Tupperware container. This works well enough for most cheeses. So far, hasn't been working too well for cheeses with bloomy rind, but I'm just looking for something a little bit better as a step up that can ideally hold cheese for 2 weeks to at most a month. I'm open to all ideas. Thanks.
That's a nice question.
It's a good question.
How do you store cheese?
Ovteen paper. This is my brand plug right here. It's Ovteen, Ovtene. It is a eggshell technology paper that uses a little bit of plastic, so you're not wrapping in plastic, but you're also not wrapping in paper. It's a nice film. I've wrapped bries in it that have lasted for a month. If you wrap in plastic at a retail shop, you're going to have about a week to sell a bloomy ride cheese like a brie. Months. And I wouldn't recommend putting everything in there for months, but the life of your cheese is going to be much, much longer if you use Ovteen paper. That is my favorite one. It's the easiest one to work with. And it's like folding origami around your cheese.
And the whole point is that you want your cheese to be able to breathe. Is that
you want to be able to breathe a little bit?
Yeah.
You don't want to suffocate it. Cheese is a living organism and it will die.
And once you use this paper, you can't reuse it.
It's cheap enough that you don't have to.
Like parchment paper.
Yeah, I mean, it feels like parchment paper.
Is this what that is back there?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
So
okay.
it feels a lot like a mixture of parchment paper and wax paper.
Cool.
But it just, I don't know their secret. I don't know the secret sauce, but it's really good.
That's an excellent shout out.
Because like you said, or we were talking about earlier, like you go in and you spend an obscene amount of cheese or money on cheese, and you're like, okay, now how do I have it for like a week or two? Because
you're trying to buy it on futures.
So you can buy it on Amazon. You can buy it at a lot of cheese shops, and it's normally about $15 to $20 for a pack of 20 sheets. However, those sheets are about 3 times larger than you need. You just cut them down and they last a while.
So you got enough for 60 cheeses.
And if you're buying some nice cheeses, you're saving money.
Yeah, it's. I mean, I can't speak highly enough about it. As a person who's worked in a lot of retail shops and spent a lot of time merchandising cheese, this has been the thing that I've found just really keeps the waste down.
Should you ever vacuum seal your cheese?
Hey,
I don't know why that's funny.
The health department says no. But yeah, I mean, it's not bad either. So there are certain like HAPSA plans you're supposed to give you if you're working commercially and you're vacuum sealing cheeses, you have to have a HAPSA plan, et cetera, because they say
HAPSA is health and safety protocol. What is health? What does that one stand for?
It's some
long acronym like that.
Government bullshit.
Okay.
Government. Yeah. That was what I was going to say, and I'm just glad you beat me to it.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's really. They say that it traps bacteria,
but it's just like guidelines that are like recommended.
They say but they say that vacuum sealing traps bacteria and things like that, and then if it's out of temperature, it's going to grow. I don't really buy that, but. I just wrap it in this paper. It'll do everything and more you want to. Ovteen.
The next question is actually a two-parter. With the first being a question of mine, because it just gives me context for the next question. What is raclette?
Raclette is a super meltable cheese that is normally served over top of roasted potatoes. And
that's that Instagram cheese.
Yeah, it is also a wash drying cheese, so it is a funky exterior cheese. It originates somewhere between France and Switzerland. There's French raclette, which is going to be really funky, and then there's Swiss raclette, which does not necessarily have as much rind on it. Emmy Roth, I believe, is the company that makes the Swiss version of raclette. Just super melty. Heat or put it underneath a heat lamp and then kind of scrape off the cheese onto whatever you're serving.
Okay, thank you. That gives me context for the question that comes from username worst name. I'm having a raclette party this Saturday for my birthday, and I'm looking for beer pairing suggestions. Random internet search results suggest everything from boxed to sour reds or browns to Belgian strong pils, but I'm looking for specific beers I can pick up in Wisconsin. Let's, for intents purposes, just get rid of the Wisconsin part. That'll blow my socks off when paired with the deliciousness of a French raclette.
I mean, I think we got to start here, honestly. If you can find this Noblesse Oblique, I think that you'd be thrilled. It's going to rock you. But I think that your search inquiry was correct in that there's not really a right or wrong answer to this question. I think it's really based around what you like. I think that saisons would be great with having a raclette night, just because you're going to have a lot of earthiness. And it depends on, I guess, if you're doing a French raclette, you're going to have a lot more funk. I don't think that there's anything wrong with getting a spotted cow and having a raclette night. I think that sounds pretty fantastic.
Raclette
honestly,
and spotted cow. That sounds amazing.
I think so too. What are some of your all's favorite beers in Wisconsin?
Mhm.
Wisconsin, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like anything New Glarus comes to mind easily enough. Something I think would go well with that is like any of the Blackberry Farms. Their saisons are really good.
Yeah.
Or like an Oxbow. They were putting out some really cool farmhouse pale ales for a while.
Yeah.
That had a little bit of like the bitterness and also the funky character with them too. And I mean, if you want to be like pinkies out, I mean, just go straight to Belgium and get a Dre Fontenaine bottle, or probably not.
Get an Orville. I think Orville would be fantastic with a raclette night.
That's what I was just thinking about, the Belgian pale ale. I mean, an Orval just sounds so good with that.
Absolutely.
Busch Light might be in there somewhere.
I'm sure it is.
I
mean, the first time I ever went to Wisconsin, I got there pretty late. I was staying with a friend, and they opened up their apartment door at like 10 p.m. And it was this couple that just moved there, and they greeted me with a High Life and a plate of cheese curds.
Hell yeah,
like literally, when they opened up the door, they just handed it to me. I was like, "Oh, this is great! Welcome to Wisconsin."
Yes,
They love you.
That's incredible.
Yeah, so I guess to answer the question fully, like, it is going to be completely up to you. But those are some of, like, I think that finding a nice saison, buy a big bottle of something. They don't put it in a big bottle because it sucks normally. It's kind of how I feel about that most of the time. If you're going to have a party and you want to do it up right, buy something that they felt was worthy of putting in a big bottle and limiting.
That's a good
it's
move.
Probably awesome.
And share it.
Yeah, and share it.
Yeah.
And share it. And
Yeah.
you can buy 3 or 4 and you can share all of them.
Yeah, these are meant for experience, not for like.
And that's kind of
solo
sounds.
doming.
But so having a raclette night at home, I feel the same way. It's really about the experience. It's not about like, oh, I'm going to get full on raclette, because it's
I'm here. Yeah.
Just
Like,
pour it
I'm
right
here
in.
to eat a bunch of cheese and be full. It's really about an experience, and it's about sharing the time with your friends.